Now, let's talk about how women start regretting the man they took for granted. Because no, it doesn't happen overnight. It begins with a strange silence. At first, she's confident, almost smug. She believes she's moving on. She tells herself she deserves better. She scrolls through her phone, surrounded by messages from men who are eager, predictable, and too available. She feels validated for a while, maybe even powerful. But here's the twist. She's not comparing you to those men. She's comparing them to how you once made her feel. Your patience, your stability, your calm strength, that's what starts haunting her. She remembers how you listened without judgment, how you never chased approval because you didn't need it. That quiet confidence that once annoyed her now feels like the rarest form of security. Regret doesn't begin in her mind, it begins in her body, in the small, empty spaces where her soul once felt seen. She'll look for your presence in other people, but no one will match the gravity of a man who knew himself. That's when the confusion sets in, not because she wants you back, but because she realizes what she destroyed. You see, women don't regret losing attention. They regret losing energy. They regret losing the man whose silence carried more meaning than 1,000 empty compliments. So if you're that man, the one she underestimated, understand this. Her regret is not your revenge. It's your quiet victory. Because the moment you stopped trying to prove your worth, you became unforgettable. Stay with me, because what happens next, when she starts missing you for real, is when her emotional denial begins to collapse piece by piece, and that's where her regret truly begins to burn. Regret doesn't strike all at once. It starts subtly, like an itch she can't quite name. At first, she tells herself she's fine. She even tries to prove it to her friends. She laughs louder, posts happier photos, pretends the breakup was a glow-up. But behind that performance is something darker, an emptiness she can't outrun. And it always starts when she meets someone new. You see, at first, every new man feels exciting. He says the right words, gives her attention, maybe even spoils her. But eventually, that spark fades. And when it fades, her mind wanders back to the one who was different, the one who didn't beg, the one who didn't make her the center of his universe, because he already had one, himself. That's when her ego and her emotions start to fight. Her ego whispers, he wasn't that special. But her emotions betray her, because every moment with you is stored deep in her subconscious. The way you spoke calmly when she tried to provoke you, the way your presence grounded her chaos, the way your eyes didn't flinch when she tested your limits, that memory becomes a mirror, reflecting her immaturity. And here's where the regret starts to take root. When she realizes she didn't lose a man who chased her, she lost a man who chose her. That difference hits like a slow emotional punch. It's not about missing your texts or your touch. It's about missing the version of herself that felt secure beside you. Women remember emotional safety. It's the rarest currency in modern relationships. And once she loses it, she can't fake its replacement. Every man after you will feel like noise, too loud, too eager, too hollow. That's when she starts checking your profile again. Not to talk, not to reach out, just to feel something, to see if you've moved on, to test if she still matters. But when she sees your silence, your calm, your progress, that's when it burns. Because she realizes the man she took for granted evolved without her. And the hardest pill for her to swallow? It's that you never needed her to become great. You just needed peace. That's when her regret shifts from nostalgia to pain. It's no longer about missing you. It's about realizing she misjudged what love was supposed to feel like. Wait till you see what happens next. When her regret transforms into obsession, that's when she starts reaching out. And it's not for closure, it's for redemption. It starts with a message she doesn't send. She types it out, deletes it, types it again. Hey, how have you been? But she can't bring herself to hit send, because deep down, she knows she doesn't have the same access anymore. The door she once slammed shut now stands locked from the inside. And that realization, that you decide if she gets to come back, is the first real sting of her regret. Regret turns into obsession when she sees you've changed. Maybe your body looks stronger, your energy calmer, your posts more focused. You're not chasing, you're building. You're not trying to get over her, you're evolving beyond her. And that unsettles her on a psychological level, because women regret most when they see the man they doubted become the man everyone else now desires. She starts replaying moments in her mind, things she once criticized you for. Your quietness that she called boring now looks like peace. Your ambition that she thought was selfish now looks like purpose. Your distance that she labeled cold now feels like discipline. Every judgment she made returns to her like echoes of guilt. And here's the part most men never realize. Her regret doesn't come from loneliness. It comes from recognition. Recognition that you were never the problem. She was just too blind to see the value of consistency over chaos. When a woman truly regrets losing a man, her ego breaks down in phases. First, she tries to rationalize it. We just weren't compatible. Then she minimizes it. He'll find someone better. But when she sees you thriving, that's when her mind starts rewriting the story. Suddenly, she was the one who wasn't ready. She starts telling herself you were too good, too stable, too calm, because it's easier to believe she lost you for being immature than to face that she misjudged your worth. And here's what hurts her most. She knows you're no longer emotionally available to her. You're not angry. You're not bitter. You're indifferent. That's the death of her illusion, because a man's indifference is the one thing a woman can't manipulate. So she'll linger. Watch silently. Like every post, but never comment. Ask mutual friends how you've been. But what she's really doing is trying to confirm one thing. Are you still hers in your heart? And when she realizes the answer is no, her regret turns into mourning. But not for you, for the version of herself that lost you. The mourning begins quietly. No one around her even notices. She goes about her days smiling, keeping busy, acting like everything's fine. But every time she's alone, that ache resurfaces. It's not heartbreak anymore. It's humility. It's the painful awareness that she had something real, something solid, and she mistook it for ordinary. She starts remembering your patience in moments when life now feels chaotic. The way you stayed calm when she overreacted. The way you saw through her words, not just listened to them. That memory doesn't fade, it deepens. Because time doesn't erase emotional safety. It amplifies its absence. Now, here's where the psychological spiral begins. When a woman realizes she misjudged a man's worth, her brain tries to recreate the feeling of him. She'll look for similar traits in other men, his humor, his strength, his maturity. But every comparison ends in disappointment, because no one can replicate the emotional imprint of authenticity, and she knows it. That's when she starts idealizing the past. She rewrites the story in her mind. Maybe we could have worked if I'd been more patient. Maybe I gave up too fast. The same man she once criticized becomes the one she now glorifies. This is called retroactive appreciation, and it's brutal because it means she's falling for the version of you that no longer exists. She might even reach out indirectly. A random text, a heart emoji on an old photo. Maybe she mentions you to mutual friends. She's testing the waters, not for reconciliation, but for relevance. She needs to know if she still holds space in your world. But when she senses that your peace no longer includes her, the panic sets in. Because that's when she realizes you weren't just a chapter. You were the turning point. And here's the irony. The more she tries to forget you, the more her mind reminds her of the calm she destroyed. That's how regret works. It doesn't scream, it echoes. So if you've ever wondered whether she regrets taking you for granted, she does, but she'll never say it. Because admitting it means accepting that you were the man she thought didn't exist until you were gone. And that truth, that's the one that keeps her up at night, long after you've already made peace with letting go. What happens next is the emotional breaking point, when she realizes her regret can't bring you back, and she has to face the reality of losing you for good. The breaking point always comes suddenly, one small trigger. Maybe she sees you with someone new. Maybe she hears your name in a conversation. Maybe she stumbles upon an old photo buried in her gallery. And in that instant, everything she buried floods back. The composure, the pride, the denial, it all cracks. That's when she finally feels what you once felt, that heavy silence after the person who mattered most walks away. She'll pretend she's fine, of course. She'll tell herself she's over it. But deep down, she knows the truth. She's not mourning you. She's mourning the version of herself that felt loved by you. Because no matter how far she runs, she can't escape that emotional fingerprint you left on her. You were steady in a world that worships chaos. You were depth in a sea of surface-level attention. And that kind of man doesn't just vanish from memory. When she sees you smiling again, something inside her twists, not because you're happy, but because she realizes you found peace without her. She expected you to stay broken, to linger, to orbit her memory, but instead, you transformed. You turned pain into purpose, and that's what finally breaks her. The understanding that you didn't wait, you healed. You see, for women, regret isn't just emotional, it's existential. It forces her to confront her own reflection. She starts asking, why did I push him away? Why wasn't I ready for that kind of love? And the more she questions herself, the more she sees the pattern. The way she ran from the stability she claimed she wanted. The way she confused peace with boredom. The way she mistook maturity for emotional distance. That's the cruel beauty of regret. It teaches her what she wasn't ready to learn when she had the chance. And for you, the man watching this, here's the hard truth. Her regret doesn't mean you were meant to end up together. It means your presence forced her to grow, just like her loss forced you to evolve. So don't take her regret as validation. Take it as confirmation that you were never the problem. You were the lesson. And the final stage of her regret, that's when she stops reaching out, stops pretending, and finally accepts that the man she took for granted has become someone she'll never truly get back. Acceptance, it's the final and most painful stage of her regret, because it's no longer about hope, it's about truth. She's no longer wondering if you miss her, no longer trying to prove something. She's staring straight at the consequence of her choices, realizing that sometimes the door you close on a good man never opens again. And that's when regret becomes grief. She grieves in silence. She'll see you moving with confidence, building, thriving, and there's a flicker of admiration mixed with sorrow, because now she knows what she lost, a man who didn't just love her but led himself, a man who didn't crumble when she left, but grew stronger. That realization doesn't inspire her, it haunts her, because she remembers how she once had the version of you that would have done anything for her, and she'll never see that man again. Time passes. Her life continues. Maybe she dates again. Maybe she even smiles again. But that quiet awareness never fades. You've become a reference point, the invisible standard every man after you is measured against. No matter how much she denies it, no matter how much she tries to move on, she will always compare. Because when a man shows her emotional safety, discipline, and genuine strength, she can never unsee it. And that's the part no one tells you. Women don't regret losing the relationship. They regret losing the feeling that came with the right man. That calm energy that made them feel safe to be feminine, vulnerable, and seen. Once she's felt that, she'll spend years trying to recreate it, but nothing will ever feel the same, because it wasn't about comfort, it was about character. So to every man watching this, don't chase closure. Don't wait for her apology. The most powerful revenge is not anger or distance, it's evolution. When you rise silently, when your peace becomes unshakable, when your energy no longer reacts to the past, that's when her regret turns permanent. And one day, long after the emotions fade, she'll finally whisper to herself, "He really was the one." But by then, you won't need to hear it, because you'll already be living proof that walking away wasn't loss. It was transformation. If this message hit home, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned, because every week we uncover the truths most people are too afraid to say out loud.